So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial. In this video we are going to create this HTML5 animated banner, and right now you can see what we are going to be doing. This text and this button I created very quickly. You can put anything in there, and yeah. And I am also going to create this same banner with the JavaScript, with the createjs, and I am going to put that in the description. But in this tutorial we are going to do this with the animation and with the classic twin. So yeah, I am going to have these images from the site Pixabay, and I am going to put the link in the description. And basically on the Pixabay you can use images for free, and all I did was click download, and I went with this size, which is like 1280 by 699, and I just downloaded this like so. But I'm going to hit cancel, and then what I did is in here I have the images, and I went to the Photoshop. And I created the size which is like 500 by 600 because in the Adobe Animate we are going to be working with 300 by 600 which is like the size for the Google Ads. So I want the image to be a little bit wider to be able to animate this, and then I just went with my images to the Photoshop like so, one by one. And then I scale them with Ctrl T and with the Alt or Option to go from the center like so. And yeah, basically I positioned it as I wanted, and then I went with File, Export, Export S, and I went with the JPEG. And I put the quality a little bit lower, so the file size is going to be a little bit smaller. So if we are going to put this to the 7, it's going to be like 175. We want this to be a little bit smaller, so I went with the 4. So yeah, I'm going to hit the cancel, and I am going to provide you the images that I have. This is like all of them right now are 500 by 600. So you can create this in the Photoshop, or you can use my images, or you can use different images. That's up to you. But yeah, right now I will go to the Adobe Animate, and I will go with new document, so Ctrl N, Command N, and I am going to choose the size which is going to be 300 by 600 like so. As I said, this is the size for the Google Ads. I am going to keep frame rate 24, that's fine, and I want this to be HTML5 canvas, and I am just going to click create. Now I will go to the place where I have my images, and yeah, I have this image 1, image 3 and image 4 because I had like more images and I deleted some of them, but yeah, so I am going to or I can rename this to be image number 2, so this is going to make a little bit like more sense. So we are going to have image 1, image 2, image 3, okay, and I am going to select them, and I am going to drag them to the Adobe Animate like so. And yeah, now what I can do is I can delete them like so, because right now I have them in the library, and I can get them from the library. So I will go with the image 1 as the first one, and I am going to drag it to my stage like so. And yeah, one thing, if you cannot see things outside of the stage, you can click this clip content outside of the stage. And yeah, now I'm going to click on this image, and I will go to the properties, and I will go to the X and Y, and I'm going to put the Y to be 0 like so. So right now this is going to be like this, and I can put the X also to the 0 like so. So right now it is going to be like so. Now I will have to convert this to the symbol, so I will click on this, I will go to the modify, convert to symbol, or F8, and I can call this to be image 1, for example. I want this to be a movie clip. The registration point right now doesn't matter because we are not going to be doing this with the JavaScript, so you can put this anywhere, but I can go with the left up corner. That really doesn't going to change anything, and I'm going to click OK. Now what I'm going to do is I will move on my timeline, and I will go maybe to frame 100, and I'm going to create new keyframe. So I am going to click F6, or you can right click and insert the keyframe. And on this keyframe, basically with my shift and arrows, I am going to move this like so. This is fine, and I will go anywhere in between, I will right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. So right now, if I would go with the Control Enter, Command Enter to see this in the browser, we are going to basically have this kind of animation like so, and by default it is going to be looping forever. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to create a new layer, and for the moment I am going to hide this layer. I can rename the layer to be image1, so it's like good to name your layers, and I'm going to hide this, and I am basically going to go to the library. I am going to get the image2, the same thing. I'm going to drag it to my new layer, layer number 2, which I also can rename and name this to be image number 2, like so. And one more time, the same thing, I am going to put the X position to the 0, and I am going to put the Y position to the 0, like so. And I am going to create the same animation, so I will go to the frame 100, F6, but I will go back because I will have to convert this to the symbol before of that. So I'm going to click F8, and I'm going to call this to be image number 2, and I'm going to click OK. And now I will create new keyframe F6, and with my shift and arrows one more time I'm going to move this like so, and I will right click and I'm going to choose create classic twin. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put the image 2 below image 1 like so, and I can zoom out a little bit like so. Okay, and I am going to select the last keyframe and the first keyframe of the image number 2, and I am going to put it to frame 80 like so. And now what I'm going to do is on the image 1, I am going to create a new keyframe on the frame 80, so I'm going to click and I'm going to show it first of all. I'm going to create a keyframe on the frame 80, and then I go to the frame 100, I will click on the image, and I'm going to put the in the color effects, I will go to the alpha, and I am going to put it to the 0. So basically we are going to have the first image, then we are going to have the second image, and the first image is going to fade away like so. So right now if I go with the Control Enter, Command Enter, we are going to have the first one is going to fade away, but the second one is below that, so we are going to see the second one. And yeah, right now very quickly I am going to do the same thing with the last one. So I am going to hide both of these like so, and I am going to drag the image number 3 like so, and I will go to the properties, put this to be 0, and put this to be 0 one more time, F8, and image number 3, and I'm going to click OK, and one more time I will go to the frame 100, F6, and I am going to move this to the left, and I am going to a little bit less like so. I'm going to create the classic twin. I'm going to put it below. I'm going to rename this to be image number 3, and yeah, and the same thing I am going to select the keyframes, and I'm going to move them in here. And one more time, I would like this to be like maybe right now 160, and I will go to the image number 2. I'm going to show it, and I'm going to create a new keyframe F6, and I will go to the last keyframe. I will click on the image, I will go to the alpha, and I'm going to put it to the 0. So yeah, right now we are going to have something like this. If we are going to have some frames like so, I'm going to go with F5, additional frames. You can get rid of them by selecting them, right click, and remove frames, or shift F5 like so. But yeah, right now I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter, and okay, I will close this, and I will try one more time. I'm going to close these windows, and I will go back to the Adobe Animate, and I will go with Control Enter, Command Enter, and this is what we are going to have. So we are going to have the first image, we are going to have the second image, and then we are going to have the last image like so. Okay, and by default it is going to be looping forever, and yeah. Now if I would like to, I can create some kind of button. I am going to show all of them, so I'm going to create a new layer, and this is going to be, for example, BTN button, and I can get the rectangle tool, and I can choose that I want to have black fill with 100% opacity. I can put the rectangle option to be 20. This is going to make the rounded corners, and I can basically create something like this. This is not black, but that's fine. And I can go with the white text. if I want, and I'm going to call this to be just more info or whatever, and I'm going to put it like so. And yeah, right now you can play with the font or whatever. I can put it like so, and yeah. So like this, and I could convert this to the symbol, so F8, I can call this to be btn, and I can go with OK, and wherever I want I can for example animate the opacity, so I can create new keyframe, I can go to the first keyframe and I can make the alpha to be 0, and I'm going to create classic twin, so we are just going to have it like so. And the same thing we can do with the text, so we can create new layer. This is going to be text, for example, and if I'm going to write a text directly on the images, it's not going to be very visible. So what I would do is I would go with the rectangle tool, and I would go with white fill, but with maybe like 100% opacity, and I would create something like this, and I can go with right now black text, and I'm going to call this kitchens for your home, for example, or whatever. And yeah, and I can put it like so, and I can put it like this. And if I want, I can click on the text layer. It is going to select all of this, and I can convert this to the symbol. So this can be text, for example, and I can go with OK. And yeah, I can animate this, or I can have this from the beginning like so. And right now, if I go with Control Enter or Command Enter, this is what we are going to have. And you can animate the text in and out, or whatever. And yeah, so yeah, basically this is it. This is all. In this video, I am not going to show you how you could prepare this banner for the Google Ads, but I am going to put the link in the description for the tutorial where I am showing that. And also for the Google Ads, your banners can be bigger than 150 kilobytes. So if you are interested in that, I can also put the other tutorial which is about how you can export things to be smaller than 150 kilobytes. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this kind of very simple animation, and I am also going to create the same tutorial with the JavaScript, as I said. And yeah, so yeah, this is it. This is all. Thank you very much. If you like this video, you can click a like, and yeah, take care. Goodbye.